way. We should know that we won't be any better. Can't you see that we are drifting apart? I am through trying to hold us together. I just want it to stop, want it to stop. Smoke spirals off your cigarette. Door slammed to figure silhouettes. Is this over? Is this over? Is this over? Can this be over now? Is this over? Is this over? Is this over? Can this be over now? Baby, I surrender. I can't take it anymore. I don't want to remember. Just wanna let it all go. Waiting for a new day when I won't feel no pain. You will have to let me go so I can be myself again. We should know that we won't be any better. Can't you see?
If you guys are in there, please comment so I can see if the comments are coming through. It's going to be a goofy one today.
Hold us together. I just want it to stop. Want it to stop. No. Smoke spirals off your cigarette. Door slammed to figure silhouette. Come on, say, is this over? Oh, is this over? Is this over? Can this be over now? Now, is this over? Now, is this over? Is this over? Can this be over now? Say, is this over? Hey, say, is this over? Is this over? Can this be over now? Is this over? Is this over? Is this over? Is this over?
Hey, yes.
Be over now.
All right, gang, we about to start. This is going to be a goofy one today. Everything is everything, and everything is out of whack, but it's all good. First, we got to check to make sure the audio is doing what it's supposed to do. You can hear? All right, that's good to know. Tofi. Let's see. Really, really weird stuff popping today. Let's see. Let's fix that. As you might know, just got the my iMac back together, and yeah, everything is crooked because I haven't really had a chance to go in and set it up like I normally do. So it's kind of throwing me off because nothing looks like I wanted to look like, but I wanted to leave it sort of plain Jane and vanilla for now. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And then use this as an opportunity to show people how to get their setup set up, if that's a real word. So now what we're about to do, we got to send a boom, quick shotty to my homie Tony. And I just want to know, like, now, why I like it when it was round. Why is it not round? I want it to be round. Anyway, we're going to stop messing with that for now. And then bam. Okay, so that works. I can see that my man Tony is in the building, and that's important because he gave me this cool hat. Pro Camera Hawaii, thank you guys for always supporting the local photography community. And you know what? Soon to be the local live streaming community, because it is my goal to get everybody and their mama into the live stream game. That's how we do. So, for those of you guys who don't know me, I am that dude, Doc Rock, and I like to do this show basically every Tuesday and Saturday. Tuesday, we kind of cover, you know, technique or like an app or something that's going to help you with your streaming game, right? New camera, new equipment, whatever. It's about gear and software, things like that. On Saturdays, we do straight question and answer like the whole way through. So you come in with your pressing questions. I can't get my audio right. What mic should I use? Whatever like that. Holy crap, this sounds horrible. Let me fix that. All right. Does that sound better? That should sound better because, yeah, it was using the iMac mic, which now I'm curious to go back into to see how it sounds because the new iMac supposedly has a really good mic, but now we're on the real deal pod mic, which is where you want to be. All right, so hopefully that sounds good. If you guys can still let me know if you can still hear the audio. But while I get my S together, just play the intro. Yo, what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Let's Get Live. I am your boy, Doc Rock. And I got to just out here, Yancey is messing me up because Yancey says that I'm not live, but I am because I just played your comment. So you know I'm live. I hope. Let me check Restream to make sure that Yancey isn't just messing with me. All right, so it looks good. Let me do this. We're going to take Topher and give him a promotion on YouTube. Now, Topher can help moderate them chatty chats. Yo. Oh, yeah, let's base. You know what happened? Again, I got everything just reset up, and it's not quite, it's not quite perfect, but that's good. I kind of wanted that way so that I can walk you guys through it. And D Brown, it's good to see you in the building, sir. It's good to see that also, just in case I do anything or say anything stupid, my attorney's here. What's up, law offices of Marcus Landsberg in the building? It's good to see you here. Let's see who else is in the building. Tofi Toph is there, and let's see, Tony is here. Hey, Tony, where are my cupcakes? Anyway, let me stop messing around and get to the actual showgram. This is important stuff we're talking about today. So, one of the first things we were going to talk about today is, as you might know, well, you can't see because it's right next to the camera, but I got my new 2020 iMac in, and as far as the streaming game goes, holy smokes, this bad boy is legitimate. Let me just see if I can pull this up right quick here and give you just an example, just a little example. All right, so let's see, iStat menu. Let's pull up a new thingy thing here, make a new scene. And I know you guys can't see nothing. Relax, I'm getting there. I'm going to go here like this here. And then I'm going to say current application and then hit boom, iStat menu. Look at that. The CPU isn't even beginning to think about beginning. I mean, like, it is seriously using only 10%, 9%, around 9-10% of this bad boy CPU. Like, this is kind of sort of incredible. It's awesome. So, one of the common questions that comes up in the old Ecamm community here is let's do ourselves a flavor and actually fix the right pip. And then you're going to go here and you're going to say add a pip and then you press this. And why is the pip coming out wrong? Anyway, we'll go back to this one. I just wanted to show you that it doesn't even sweat. Like, I've been throwing all kinds of things at it, whether it's playing a movie, pulling in these Alpha ProRes 444 overlays, like the whole 9 yards. It literally just do. So that's been kind of, helpful as far as that goes. And yeah, what the weird things that happened when I first set it up was getting the memory straightened out because I put it in the wrong direction, which is like funny because I've done it a couple hundred times, but I didn't stack the order correctly. If you check out the stream I did Saturday, I actually showed you how to install it and how to install it in the right direction. So if you are looking into getting one like such, get it. It's badass. Yes, the question is, yeah, they're coming out with the new Macs and whatever, but the concept of waiting will put you into an infinite loop of waiting, no pun intended. Like, you would just constantly be waiting because we all know as soon as you buy whatever you buy, the new one is coming out. So at some point, you just got to rip the Band-Aid, go in, and then adjust accordingly. So, yeah, I just wanted to speak on that real quick. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about today is I got this brand new Sabrent drive because when I ordered my iMac, I made it a point of ordering it with, say, um, a little bit less than super juiced up hard drive. Why? Because the Apple tax on hard drives is borderline stupid and extortion. Yay! What's up, Woody? Oh my goodness, that overlay looks horrible. Sorry, folks, we're editing stuff on the fly because that, my friends, is disgusting. What did I have it on before? I have to, yeah, we're gonna call it that and that. Nope, that ain't it. There we go. That's still kind of goofy, but we'll take that as opposed to what it was. I'm gonna put you up again, Chris. Okay, that looks better. All right. Good thing I kept the old Mac running so I could take a look over here and see what I had it at because, yeah, that's disgusting. Just 1 second, people. I had it on, oh, of course, I had it on Helvetica, the font champion. Okay, we'll fix it on the next overlay. Yes. Okay. Alicio said, and actually, while I got you up, Alicio, I'm going to fix this again because, yeah, I can't look at bad text. It just hurts my eyes. All right, there we go. There we go. There you go. That's much better. Now I'm gonna put you back up. Okay, Alicio says, I'm gonna just call you EW3 because it sounds better. When I say Alicio, I think of Maceo Parker. Anyway, thanks for the tip on the correct order for the memory slots for full speed. He fixed this. All right, cool. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I know better. Like, I know better. And I still did it wrong. And then when I hit up Topher and I told him what I did, he just kind of shook his head and laughed at me because, we go way back. So he just knows. Got to send a shout out to Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you in the building. Okay, so we're going to talk about drives real quick. We kind of went through this a little bit the other day in sort of pre-gaming it, like when it was about to come through. Well, it actually did come through, so that I am excited about. This is the drive in question. Let me see. Zoom to the app window. Yes, there you go. All right, so this is known as a Sabrent Rocket XTRM-Q. All right, this particular version is 8 terabyte. No, I'm not that baller. I didn't buy the 8 terabyte. But in theory, they're all relatively the same. I ordered this one, the 2 terabyte. This drive is amazing, fam. I can just tell you point blank, this drive is straight up amazing. Okay, so one of the cool things about it is, yes, it does automatically detect between USB and Thunderbolt 3.0. And why that's important, if you're rocking a modern Mac, right, let's say 2015 forward, I believe, you have Thunderbolt 3. Or maybe I take that back. It might have been 2016 forward. You had Thunderbolt 3 connection. And then if you have a Thunderbolt 3 connection, that allows you to get, in theory, 40 gigabytes per second transfer speed over that Thunderbolt connection. That sounds weird. But if you're doing it on a USB 3.1, you're going to get roughly like 500-ish megabytes per second transfer speed over that connection. If you happen to have USB 3.2, that new generation USB 3.1, funny, you should be able to get like 1,000 megabytes per second over that connection. So this comes out really handy if you have to take the same drive and move it back and forth between, say, a newer machine and an older machine. You're still going to get relatively incredible performance. The little SanDisk units that I always show, or the popular Samsung T5, some of those things, they basically run about 500, 550, so on the, now I won't say slow, on the slower side of things, right? So this one says that you can actually pull in about 2,700 megabytes per second on the Thunderbolt 3. Now, on the old kit page, I spoke about building your own Sabrent drive using their fastest drive and putting it in a case, and that should be able to get you at close to 5,000. But The disadvantage to doing it that way is, number one, you have to build it. Number two, you're going to have to buy an enclosure that's going to be just like this, a Thunderbolt 3 enclosure. And I checked all of the enclosures that are currently on the market as of today, September 1st, 2020. None of the enclosures on the market that you can buy separately can do that auto switching. That point number one. None of the enclosures can switch between USB and Thunderbolt 3. They're Thunderbolt 3 enclosures, period. Or they're USB 3.2 enclosures, period. They don't have the ability to switch back and forth. So that Sabrent did something really cool with that. At the expense of probably dropping back from that 5,000 megabytes per second because you needed to leave room for that controller. This controller obviously can't run that same throughput, but you don't have to build yourself something goofy. Okay? Now, it is solid aluminum, which is kind of dope, and that handles the heat because in order to get that 5,000 per second and to build your own, you'll have to take that brand new $130 enclosure that you purchased and cut a hole in the top and slap on a heatsink so that you can control the thermals because these drive speeds are controlled by two things, the SLC cache and the heat. So they're designed to protect themselves. Even the drive that's in your Mac currently, in your iMac, if you bought a iMac or a MacBook Pro and you have the Apple internal SSD, which is basically the same as this drive, it will slow down as it gets hotter. That's just how it protects itself. Okay, so this is cool in the fact that it does have this sort of built-in stuff, and they say it's plug and play, no drivers or external power supply needed, and that is 100% true. So this is the actual drive itself, and of course I wrapped it underneath the headphone cable. Way to go, smarty pants. Here, let me eject it before I accidentally do something stupid here. Here's the drive. It's not that big at all. Like it's kind of small. I can tell you it is exactly 100. No, it's 10 centimeters in length, right? And 4 centimeters in width. So it's 10 by 4 if you go by centimeters. And it not heavy, but it's not light. It's really sturdy. That aluminum housing is legit. It's kind of body temperature right now because I wasn't transferring anything. It has a tiny little LED indicator right there, which is next to impossible to see. But what's really cool about the drive at the time that I bought it, it came with this cool little silicone sleeve. I always mix those two up. And that will give it that rugged protection if you are taking it out for photo shoots or say like, you're a musician and you want to have your loops and samples and stuff live on the road, DJ type stuff. Yeah, it's pretty well protected in this case. When you're at the house, you're going to want to take that off so that, again, it can disperse heat and keep the speed at the speed at which is the speed. Okay, so basically, Thunderbolt 3 cable it comes with, which in itself is incredible because Thunderbolt 3 cables will run you anywhere between $30 and $50 for this particular length, which is roughly 3 feet, a 1 meter cable. Anyway, so you just plug it right in, it automatically powers up. The tiny little LED is there. I think you can see. I can't get it back far enough on the short cable, but you can see it's blue. And then on as far as the speed goes, it's incredible. I mean, she really does move at a quite impressive clip. Last night I was able to get it. Where did my screenshots go? Last night I was able to get it to pull in at about 22 on this particular Mac while I was recording, and I was able to get it on the front USB on this particular dock. I was only able to get it to at about 600, but that's because this particular USB hub, it's a Thunderbolt 3 dock by OWC. The front port is only USB 3.1. So if you are looking to get an external drive, whether it's for a new iMac or an old iMac or just for a MacBook Pro, PC, it does work on PCs, whatever, I'm going to say go ahead and purchase yourselves one of these bad boys because she go. And of course, I do have it on the old kit page. So let me pop that up right quick. It is kit.co. I still want to write .com. I don't know why. I can't help myself. And learn how to spell your own name, sir. That's kind of funny, Doc. Oh, I see. Now, Text Expander wants me to use Text Expander to display this. And why does this thing not keep my colors? Anyway, so for those of you who showed up late, I have this set up and running on the new iMac 2020, and I purposely didn't just drag over my old Ecamm setup because I wanted to be able to use this as an opportunity if, questions come up to show people how to set up stuff live on the fly, or at least that's the excuse that I'm going to go with. Okay, so there you go. If you're looking to get yourself a drive like this, if you check out the kit page, it's on there. This is where I put that information. Okay, so let's go back and check the old comments. Got to say what's up to Victor. Victor's in the house. Man, I really want my icons for my peoples to go back to round. I like it better. I have to go and set that up. And then Tim said, shout out to all the USBs. Okay. There we go. There you go. That's where we want it to be. Victor says he has the OWC Envoy that's very similar. Actually, the new Envoy that's coming out will be similar. The Envoy that's currently out is an older NVMe PCI 3X4, right? That's the older version. This was going to be a PCIe 4, which is faster. But yes, the type of drive, style of drive and stuff is very similar. There's just been a slight update. That new OWC drive that you're speaking of, I believe it's supposed to come out tomorrow. If I remember correctly, it was slated for September 2nd. Actually, nope, it's still on pre-order. Let's take a peeky. Eeny, meeny, miny, catch a meeny. Okay, see this right here? This is the new Envoy Express. And again, this one does have the speeds. It's a little slower, but hey, don't bite it. It's still fast for if you're doing music, okay? If you're doing video and you're going to keep it, say, a compressed level 4K, like AVC, XAVC, oh my God. Why can't I say this? XAVC HD. Yeah, if you're going to do that, this will be plenty fast. But like if 4K raw stuff that's coming out of the Canon R5, stuff that's coming out of the new Sony S3, no, that's not going to be fast enough, right? So that's where you're going to do it. And I'm going to agree with you, Victor. I do like the built-in cable, but wait, Victor says he likes the built-in cable, but wait, it's not actually built in because you can cheat. Man, go away. Hey, press the button. There you go. Why is Victor's face by my face? Let me move my face over here and then put Victor's face back over here. There we go. Hey, Victor. I was like, what's wrong with my caption? It's missing an N. You did that. Anyway, so you see right here, what's cool about it, you can open it up and you can change that cable. And I think that's dope because there will be a situation where maybe you needed to have a longer cable, but if the cable was 100% purely integrated, you wouldn't be able to fix that. But this particular case, it's going to come with like a 6-inch cable. But then if you decide, you know what, I kind of want to put it on the opposite side of the desk, or I want to hide it under the desk, like, Velcro it to the bottom or something, just so you have desk space open, or you need a leg heater, you're able to open it and then change this case. Now, the other thing that's cool about this, change the cable. You can buy it as an empty case. And where this is going to come in handy is say you're trying to change it on a 2016 MacBook, right? Or a MacBook Air where the drive is actually replaceable. You could take out the older drive and put it in this empty case and then take the new drive that you would buy from OWC and put it in the MacBook. I don't know. Victor asks, is this true for the current Envoy? That would be a good question. We'll look it up. But yeah, you'll see this is how you put it together. And like I said, I was talking about this on the show like 2 weeks ago. You go to any production, right? TV commercial, movie production, the set of Godzilla or Marvel or whatever, and you will see the DITs with a drive like this, either this guy, the G-Tech, or the Envoy, literally Velcroed to the back of a MacBook because that's just what people do. And it's kind of cool. So let me check the older Envoy, Victor, because you asked the question. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's an external drive. It's technically solid state. So let's see how they organize their site. And of course, they don't organize it like I think. All right, we got to go back and do it the hard way. We're going to drive. Hey, external. Let's go Thunderbolt. That'll do it. Thunderbolt drives, big, big, big. Thunderblades, blah, blah, blah. Envoy EX. This is the current Envoy. And, hey, this drive is actually fast, Victor. It says it can actually pull 2800. So that puts it on par. So if you have one of these, you are actually correct. But I don't see that as an empty version. You see this right here? There's no empty version, so I don't believe you can purchase it as just a housing. So yeah, in that particular case, let's check this real quick before I make any lies about OWC. Nope. I don't see it as a housing. I thought they had an Envoy housing. I'm pretty sure. I swore I saw it. But hey, it's still pretty it's pretty incredible. So yeah, at that speed, if it's pulling in the 2800 off of the PCI 3 X4, yeah, drive nomenclature is stupid. Somebody wrap your head around. Normal people use this stuff. Please stop talking in weird words. Like, just shorten it up. Come up with a nickname. Call it like, code red, code black, whatever. Come up with something other than NVME. Oh my God, I can't even say it. NVME M.2 PCI 3X4. That is dumb. That is dumb. That is dumb. That is dumb. Okay, that's just stupid. All right, anyway, soapbox pow. All right, we're going to stop talking about that because that's just going to drive a man crazy. All right, so I was speaking to Mr. Markeith over here about basically setting up his older iMac so that he can use it as a second monitor. Now, if you happen to have an iMac of 2015 or older, and it's split somewhere in the middle of 2015, so some of the 2015s won't work, some of them will. You can, from back to like 2012 to 2015, I believe, I take that back, 2009 to 2015, you can use your older iMac as a secondary display. I used to use my old 2013 as a secondary display. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So the process is called target display mode. Now, basically, you're going to plug in a cable. I had it. I moved it. What did I do with it? Nope. It's not there. I'm not going to move. You're basically going to take a Thunderbolt cable. And on the older ones, it'll be Thunderbolt 2. On the newer ones, you're going to need an adapter that switches it to Thunderbolt 3. So it's going to look like the USB-C on one side and have like a mini display port on the other end, but it'll show a lightning bolt. That's how you'll know that it's Thunderbolt. So you're going to take that cable and you're going to put it in a new Mac and then in an old Mac. And you boot the old Mac up, let it come to the desktop as normal, and you're basically just going to press Command F2. When you press Command F2, it would allow that secondary display to be seen as an external monitor. Now, for some reason, on the Mac that Markeith has, he says that someone told him that you had to downgrade it to High Sierra. And it kind of sort of don't make sense to me because I swear I had my old one running on Mojave and it still worked. But anyway, if you want to downgrade to High Sierra, let me show you the easy way to do it, and then I'll show you a different way to do it. So, on your older machine, you're going to want to download this program here. Actually, you can do it on either machine. You're going to download this program here, and it's called DiskMaker X Pro. Okay, what DiskMaker X Pro will allow you to do is basically install a. It's going to allow you to install a SSD or a USB chip flash drive, and from that flash drive, you're going to be able to install a Macintosh operating system. And what that will do, actually, I take it back. You're going to be able to install a Macintosh operating system installer. So currently, what we normally do is we boot up and we hold down the Command R, and that boots into recovery mode. From recovery mode, as long as you have an internet connection, you can pull down the software that came with your Mac and sort of refresh and just start from scratch. Okay. So probably in Markeith, in your case, depending on when that iMac was purchased, in theory, you could just try Command R because there's several options of the Command R situation. Let me pull it up real quick. Because there's Command R, and then there's Command Option R, and then there's I can't copy that, June. Text me that real quick, June, so I can post it up because I was just about to search for that. Thank you, little brother. Yes, I was. Go back to DiskMaker. Where'd you go? So Command R just goes into recovery mode. If I remember correctly, Command Option R goes into recovery mode and downloads the latest operating system available for your Mac as it stands. If I think that's correct. Don't get me twisted. I will put the exact ones up in 2 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here we go. Of course, the Apple page that they gave me was not it. That's not the one I'm looking for. Thank you. June just texted me. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but here we go. Bam. Let's open the edge. Ta-da! All right, so let me zoomify these words so it's easier for you guys to see. So you can do this, which is the easiest way to do it if you don't use DiskMaker X. In reality, the DiskMaker X program, all it does is run these commands for you for the people who are afraid to play around in terminal. Me, myself, I love playing around in terminal. Okay, so if you could take a USB stick and plug it into your machine, and then basically, if you want to pull down Catalina, you're going to type this command. And in theory, you can just copy and paste it. I will provide the same link that June just sent. I will put it in the description so you can follow this directly. Okay. You can also, if you want to go Mojave, you can go this route. And if you want to go High Sierra, you go this route. And it goes all the way back to El Capitan. So when you're running DiskMaker X, it's basically doing the same thing. The only difference in the DiskMaker X version is you go through the App Store and you download the operating system that you're trying to get to. And let's see if I can pull this up real quick. Let's go. Poppy. Don't copy that floppy. Okay, so in this particular case, did I just say, what was that guy's name? Don't copy that floppy. DJ, oh God, I forget, but it was stupid. Used to come on at the movie theater. So you would come in this direction and you would basically hit the blue get button. You would download it and just when it starts to run, you just cancel it and you run DiskMaker X and it'll go through. The terminal way is probably a little cleaner if you ask me, because it just does everything for you in the background. So you have two options. You can run it the sort of what did I just said? You can run it the command line way through terminal, or you can run DiskMaker X, and either one of them will work. The advantage of DiskMaker X again is you just have a clean stick. They say 8 gig or better. I like to use a 16. You put it and make sure the stick is USB 3, by the way. You could do it with a regular USB stick, but when you go to install your OS, it's going to be slow. I mean, it's going to be Captain Slow, molasses in Alaska kind of slow. So make sure you get a faster, type stick. What I like to do is take those smaller externals like this, or the ones that I have down there on the floor, the little SanDisk, because they're so small. They're always on sale at Costco. I like to install it onto those, okay? So one other thing. This is for the guys that are like crazy mad nerdy. Drew says the terminal method is good if you have any trust issues. That's 100% correct. But we used to use DiskMaker X in the Genius Bar, so it's been vetted by us nerds. This is a really, really old SSD from OWC, and I keep an old hard drive enclosure with no cover for booting up, SSDs on the fly. This trick right here is really good if you happen to have a older iMac that still has one of those fusion drives in it. Those drives are notoriously slow and notoriously irritating because the SSD portion is about this big and the hard drive portion is about this big. So what you can do once you create this bootable system, okay, you can run that system externally off the back of your iMac. So for instance, my 2013 iMac ran on an external SSD for basically the last 4 years because the internal drive was acting a little goofy. I didn't trust it. Rather than opening the seal and putting in a drive and closing the seal, it's just too much of a headache. I literally just stuck on one of those Costco drives, the SanDisk SSD, the little small one I always show you guys. Mine's in my bag down here on the floor. And installed Mojave at that point. Just stuck it on the back with a piece of double stick tape, and boot that up as the master drive. And machine ran like that up until 2 weeks ago when I gave it away. So much less hassle than cracking your iMac open and like getting a single speck of dust in there. Because if you do, you ain't getting it out. And you take a chance of cracking the screen. There's a bunch of other weird things that can go on when you decide to crack your iMac for no apparent reason other than trying to be cool. So my suggestion, like I said, he's way smarter than me. Listen to what my brother said. Run his terminal commands. Right? Just come over here, pick an operating system, run this terminal commands, put it onto a small little flash drive. Come back to the main screen. Put it on a little flash drive like this. Once you plug this into the machine, you're going to boot that machine using option. Just hold down the option key. I see, it's so weird. I do it out of muscle memory. When I have to say it, it doesn't come out of my face. That's kind of funny. Anyway, when you boot the machine, you hold down the option key. When it pops up, you're going to see Macintosh HD, and you're going to see whatever you name this. And this is normally going to be named install Catalina, install Mojave, install High Sierra, install El Capitan. Select that proper icon. It will boot into that, and now you're able to install the system. So when you get to that point, you're going to take your external SSD that's now empty, and you're going to plug it into the drive. Plug it into the back of the machine, and then you're going to install the new OS to that external SSD. Once that's complete, you're going to boot up with the option again, and you're going to have it boot onto the external SSD. you now have an absolutely clean operating system. Sorry, my mustache is tickling my nose. It's driving me batty. You're going to have a perfectly clean operating system with nothing on it. At that point, you install your Ecamm, you install your Keynote if you need it, you install Final Cut if you need it. Don't install anything else. Just leave it as plain Jane as absolutely possible to get what you have to get done. So if that means Presenter Pro because you're getting your preacher speech on, install that. But like installing all other kind of weird stuff you don't need, don't do it. That way, when you boot up, before you do a live stream, you can boot into the live stream environment, which would be that clean SSD with nothing else on it except your essential tools. Or you can boot up to your regular computer the way you had it all these years, all messy, icons all over the desktop. I know how y'all be. I don't have icons on my desktop. You don't like that. It's whack. I hate it. I even hide the hard drive icons. So when people come over and try to be snoopy, they can't see anything. Of course, if they're smart, they know how to find it. But yeah, I like my desktop plain just so you can see the lovely background picture. Okay. Robert, you're absolutely fired. Robert says, why do MacBook Pros run so hot? It's because there aren't any windows. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give that a 1. That's funny. That's funny what I just said. Not quite as funny as what you just said, Robert, but it's funny. All right. Moving right along, we have one more thing I wanted to cover, and this goes out to a question that came up in the hey, you be quiet. A question that came up in the Ecamm community. So first, let's do some homework. We're going to remind you, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know that I go live. And remember, it happens every single Tuesday and Saturday at the same time. Love you too, Robert. Smart ass. Anyway, so my buddy, I'm going to see how am I going to be able to do this without breaking anything. Okay, I think I got it. I should have planned this thought process out better, but hey, I was busy playing with my iMac. Let's try and do it this way. So, FaceSpace, as you know, FaceSpace decided to just completely change how everything works, and it's a little bit obnoxious, but we're going to try. Let's go over here and try not to break anything. Okay, so we're in FaceSpace. We're going to click on Pages, and the page is going to load. I'm going to select the old Ducroc page, and then I'm going to go over here to Events, because we're going to talk about like basically setting up a new event. I did a recurring event here, but we're just going to go ahead and create a brand new one. Okay. I will go in and change these thumbnails later. But yeah, so this shout out, first of all, this lesson goes out to Marie Tahan Daniels, and because she was the one that had a question about linking Facebook events and Restream comments, because Restream has a tendency not to connect properly. So we're going to show you the workaround for that. Let me just see if she's around. I'm going to tell her just in case she's around, she can come and check this out. Okay, let's see. Anyway, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create an event. Now, they did just change everything. This is, I want to say about 80% of it is the same, but some of it has got a little bit different. Robert, you're killing me. Lemuel, call your man. He said, when I preach, do I say, can I get an eyewitness when streaming from a MacBook Pro? That's funny. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create this event. It's going to be an online event. So we're going to say yes. And this particular online event, the name session now, see, it's so dumb. The interface makes you want to click in the big part. It's not where you click. You're going to do it over here, right? So I'm going to make these short. I won't make it really long. We'll go back in and fix it later. Okay, so we're going to call that what it is. And okay, then we're going to pick the start date. We're going to set this one up for next Tuesday. Okay, and of course, the start time is going to be 8 a.m. Now, I can go in here and change all of this stuff after the fact, but go ahead and press 8 a.m. And we're going to end next Tuesday because you guys don't want to see me for that long. And shortcut, you can just press 9, which I should have known. Now, knowing this, I can go ahead and set this up to be a recurring event, but just to save time, I'm not going to do that right now. But in theory, you would just click this and say that it's going to happen weekly and give it like an end time. Like, say I want to end this sometime in October, like right before Halloween, and adjust all the times, things like that, whatever. So we're going to cancel that. Okay, location is irrelevant. And then here's a key situation. You want to make sure that it's on public. Okay, this is where you're going to put in the description of your event. And my watch wants to tell me to stand up. I'm not going to stand up. Let's bam, 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 bam. I have it in the buffer. Okay, here we go. Hey, look how fast I typed that out. All right, then we're going to click on categories. This part is stupid to me because there is no category about basic live streaming. So, hey, stop that. I normally tend to put it in go away. Go away. Okay, go away. Damn it, I'm busy. I normally tend to just put it in networking because there is no good thing for go away. Rebrandly, you're about to get punched in the face. I just installed that yesterday because I want it on Diana Gladney's show. So we're going to put external link, and I'll explain why in a second. Under this external link, I want to put my live show, right? Oh, Markeith, you are fired. I'm going to tell you why you fired. We just spent the last 20 minutes explaining to you how to do your iMac, and you won't even in class. You need to clean erasers after class. Okay, back to what I was doing. So in the event link, just the way I like to do it, I like to put in my Facebook link, right? I don't know if you know this, but there's a shortcut. fb.me/ this is your name of your whatever your page is, and then live. In theory, that should take everyone exactly to the page that contains all of your live videos. And just to show, a lot of people don't know that that short URL does exist. I will show you. And boom. Scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. Do the thing. Hey, that didn't work. Okay, maybe it doesn't work when you do the full fill out. Normally, if you just put your username, it does go all the way through. So for now, I'm just going to copy this one because maybe the short URL doesn't work that way. Anyway, so put that in your situation and then go ahead and press next. Now, if you're going to make it a paid event, you would set that up. We're not going to do that. We're going to leave it as free because it's always free. Okay. Jay Weigel said, no one under 40 will understand that reference. Yeah. I don't know. Marquise, he looks kind of young. He might be under 40. He might not understand that eraser situation either. So we're going to go ahead and upload a cover photo. Let me do that real quick. And bam, pop that. I'm going to change all of this later because we're doing this right now, but I have it available. So now all of this stuff is here. It's exactly how we want it to be. We check the date, September 8th, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., hosted by myself. It's going to be an online event, free admission. And then, just to double check, you go into these event settings, show the guest list, and anybody can post. And then I'm going to add a co-host. So I'll add my brother, which is probably a bad idea. And then add myself. And then I'm going to add one more. We're going to add Woody. Okay, so now I got some co-hosts. Go ahead and press go. And I'm going to create the event. Now, here is where it gets goofy. When you go to Restream and you start your live stream, let's come back over here. This is where it is attached to the event. And yes, my drive-by shooter brother says it's a bad idea. I know, because you'll say something crazy. So this is where you would go and set your attached event. For whatever reason, and I know they're working on it, but it's not exactly been smoothed over yet. When you start your event from Restream, the comments will show up in Restream chat, but it won't show up in Ecamm. So instead of launching the event directly from Restream, we just launch it the standard Ecamm way, which is attach your Ecamm to Restream and let Restream do the work. But it won't attach to the event that's on the page. That sounds crazy, but try and follow, because this is where it gets complicated. When you're on this particular page right here, the event itself won't stick. It's just the way it is. It's absolutely crazy. It doesn't make anyone happy. So what we do is the day of the event, when you come over to discussion, you add a post. I'll go and grab the real link from here, right? So you can just do this, copy this link, go back over to the page and paste it in there. I'll do it that way, or I'll grab the actual link from this, your live video page, and you click on the share, copy link, and then go back in and close that preview out and paste in the link there. Okay. I'll put that on the event page and remind people that it exists there. Even if it requires changing the thumbnail or tweeting this out or sending a message or whatever. It's much more helpful to do it this way, because this will allow the comments to come back into your setup. If you don't set it up that way, you're not going to be able to get those comments to come back into your setup. Those comments will just be into the ether. Now, Restream did recently add, hey, stop clicking that. Not scheduler. Oh, bumper clap. Back up. I hate pages that load and then jump stuff. Like, there's a way to set your pages up so that they load in place and they just finish loading. Not load pieces and then all of a sudden jump, because when the person tries to click something ahead of the game, it moves out the way. It's bad programming. Anyway, so there is a way now in hey, where'd my thing go? Oh, that's funny. Somehow my Ecamm program window jumped all the way to the opposite screen. That's hilarious. Anyway, there's a way now in Restream to go and create your event this way, which is basically going to do what I just did in Facebook. But again, even with this setup, it doesn't pull the comments in correctly. So don't use this quite yet. And if you do use it, you still have to go through the part of making sure your people come to the direct page when the event happens, because if it populates directly into your Facebook page or your group page, it's not going to allow the comments to work. And it has something to do with Facebook's privacy policy. I know Restream is working on it and they will get it together. It is coming soon, but at the moment, it doesn't behave nicely. So, that said, let's do this right here. Okay. If you are thinking to yourself, hey, I do need Restream because I want to be able to put my situation in more than one place at the same time, this is it. I made new URL thanks to Diana Gladney, who's hosting this week in the Ecamm community. I won this on her stuff. It's Reed Brandley, and it's pretty cool, but it allows you to make URLs a little bit easier to understand than my DCRK.me. And those who came last week, you realized that Bitly was doing something stupid. So I was looking for a way out of Bitly, and so far so good. I might just end up rolling my own on my own server using a PHP script called URLs, which is weird. YOURLS. Anyway, so this is Restream. Go and give it a try. If you need to find yourself a way to basically do this on the fly and, send your streams to more than one location, it is a very handy tool. I absolutely love Restream. These workarounds, they're relatively new. So I think they've been out for a little more than a year and a half, maybe. So I know these things that, these issues that you have with, the comments and things like that will get mapped out and they will eventually go away. But I also heard that Restream just got a second round of funding. So now maybe they can hire more devs to go in and fix all of that stuff. Okay. Next one. If you haven't already done so, make sure you jump onto the newsletter link. This is it, docrock.live/news. And then you're in there like swimwear, and you will be up to date with everything that we talk about when we talk about it. And remember, don't talk about it, be about it. So we're going to do that. So make sure you check that out. And one more update before we go. And again, I haven't set these overlays up yet, so we're going to do that sort of probably live tonight in the Ecamm community. I'm going to rebuild my Ecamm from the ground up. Okay, so if you'd like to support the show, I made it easier. You don't have to go to amazon.com/shop/DocRock. You just got to go docrock.live/shop. Yay. So much simpler. I kind of like this Reed Brandley stuff, although I'm starting to come to the conclusion that they hold your domain hostage, but sometimes you got to be Stockholm Syndrome in order to make things easier. So I'm going to just enjoy my hostagism because this is a much easier link for people to know. And then, boom, one more. I just messed that up. Hello. Bye, y'all. Click, click, click. It's live TV, folks. Live TV on the internet. Okay. And you can also jump in to see the equipment and gear that I use. I even added the Rocket XTRM-Q to the situation, and that is on docrock.live/kit. So that's all the new links, and that's it. That's how we do it. Yeah, it's been cool. So having fun setting up the new system. I got the iMac kind of running. I'm just getting Final Cut kind of set up the way I like it. I will probably dive into that on Saturday. I want to go and show you this new thing that they added to Final Cut, which is just so hot. Like RED, red HOT, red hot, red hot. It can't be stopped. Here, let me try something real quick. Because it is so awesome. But in the old iMac, I couldn't stream and show Final Cut at the same time. It would cause issues. I wonder if that's going to be a problem now. Let me grab a piece of footages just to be close. Sorry. I'm going to add a piece of footages just so that we can see like what it do. Okay, that's good. I'm going to just drop that right there. And here, let's jump in. Let's see if this works. Let's try not to break it, Mr. Doc. Okay. Does it do anything weird if you come into a new project, right? And say we're just going to use the standard, not custom settings. we're going to do the standard automatic settings, right? And we're going to press that. And normally what happens when you drop this clip on, look, ooh, let's turn off sound scrubbing because that's going to be crazy. But look, it's keeping up. It's not really wigging out too much. So yes, I will be able to show you how to do this stuff in Final Cut. But anyway, as it stands right now, this project is set up where if I came over here and did a look-see, it's a 4K project, right? So it could be that it doesn't like me running Final Cut, which is what we were trying to test real quick. Anyway, one of the things that they added was the ability to basically duplicate this project and put it in a format that's going to be good, say, for the internet, like vertical, and then we can do 1080 by 1920 and then press OK. The internet wants its bandwidth back. I know what that might be. I forgot to set the block people from doing something stupid right now while I'm doing this. Anyway, so if you open a new project, it's automatically spatially conformed to vertical video. And that, my friends, is kind of dope. All you do is go in the show and then say fill, and then bam, it readjusts on the fly. So I will do and how cool it is. Probably shouldn't do 4K on top of 4K. That's just insanity. But yeah, in theory, it can keep up. I think that just about does it. Yeah, let's see. Anything else missing? I need to come over here and grab one of these, and then grab one of these, and then open this PNG real quick, and then grab the markdown guy, take that, go like that. Hey, not so fast. Hey, there we go. Ta-da. And save that, and then we're going to call it a day. Because I'm going to do now is drop this right here. Ba-bam! Boom. Anyway, make sure you follow all of the social stuff on that side. Move your head in the middle. Make sure you follow all the social stuff on that side. Make sure you subscribe if you didn't do so already. Make sure you hit the bell so you know when it comes up. Don't forget, every Tuesday, Saturday, we do this again. And tomorrow, we'll be on for DJ's live streaming. So come and check it out, and we'll see what's happening. Anyway, I thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Peace out. Play some music.
Oh, yeah. This could all be over. We're not okay. Shattered glass everywhere. Tears of rage. Waiting for the rain to stop and take my pain away. Why'd you have to be that mean? Why'd you do me that way? We should know that we won't be any better. Can't you see that we are drifting apart? I am through trying to hold us together. I just wanted to stay.